What's going on YouTube? T-Moose here. Now here is my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that are coming out this week, whether it be theaters, streaming, etc. Alright, here are the releases. Now the first major release we got out this week is of course Transformers Rise of the Beast. Now I've of course enjoyed the first Transformers film. I mean the other ones, just wasn't all that great. But I am actually Bumblebee was good though. But I am actually excited to check out this new Transformers movie coming out. I for one, you got Anthony Ramos in it, so that piques my interest. I've been digging these trailers. It looks really interesting. I mean, it's a different director attached. This time it's the director of Creed 2. So that has to go for it. So I'm hoping this is good, but I had to see. I mean, I've been mostly hearing mixed things about it, but we'll see how it shapes up. All right. Now, premiering on Hulu. Now, we got a couple of streaming stuff coming out this week. Premiering on Hulu, we got Flamin' Hot, about Richard Montes, the son of a Mexican immigrant, was a janitor at Frito Lay when he came up with the idea of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. His creation, inspired by the flavor of his community, realizes Frito Lay and disrupts the that disrupts. Sorry about that. The food industry. So this is pretty much a movie about the creation of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which let's for I don't eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos at all. I love Cheetos, just regular Cheetos, but I can never get into Flamin' Hot Cheetos. But I do love stories about the creation of stuff. Whether it's like a movie about the creation of Facebook, McDonald's, Tetris, and all. And I'm interested in seeing how this one's gonna be. It's directed by Eva Longoria from Desperate Housewife fame. This looks like an interesting movie to check out, so I'm intrigued to check it out. All right, on Prime Video, we got something called My Fault, which I saw the trailer for this, and here's what the film's about. Uh, Noah has to leave her town, her boyfriend and friends behind, and move to the mansion into the mansion of William Lesser, her mother's new rich husband. And to be honest, the trailer did not do anything for me. It just looks like a very generic YA film. It looks pretty boring. Some characters that I could care less about, so I'm not interested in this at all. But anyway, also out, we got something called the Wonder Weeks coming to Netflix, where different young mothers help each other at a mama club on how best to get through life as mothers and with their lives as a partner for their lovers. And the brief for this looks interesting. This is not really much Netflix stuff out this week, so it looks like this is pretty much one of the fewer Netflix movies premiering. Now, there is also Extraction 2 coming out, but that's actually coming to limited release this week, and that will premiere on Netflix, I believe, next week. So, if you're in, the New York area or anything like that, Extraction 2 is premiering this week, so. Alright. There's also Avatar: The Way of the Water premiering on Disney Plus and Max. So if you did not get a chance to see Avatar: The Way of the Water in theaters, good news, it is on HBO Max or Max and Disney Plus. So there you go. Alright. Oh boy. Now while we wait for The Flash to come out, The Flash is not the only Ezra Miller movie coming out this month. Also out this week, we also got the movie Dollyland. In 1973, a young gallery assistant goes on a wild adventure behind the scenes as he helps the aging Gina Salvador Dali. How about that? Prepare for a big show in New York. Now this stars Sir Ben Kingsley as like the adult, like an older Dolly, and you have Ezra Miller also in this. It looks interesting. I mean, this is from the same from director Mary Herron, who also directed American Psycho. So there's that. And of course, you do got Ezra Miller in this, but I like how in the trailer they barely even showcase Ezra Miller or anything like that. So I mean, unlike the Flash, this is not led by Ezra Miller. So yeah, but hey, interesting that he has not one but two movies coming out this month, or yeah, two movies out this month. So that's interesting, I guess. All right. And we got a couple of horror films premiering. First off, we got a film called Devereaux. A series of murders in the 1800s will be avenged by forbidden voodoo woken accidentally by a group of teenagers. And I saw the pre for this, and you know what? For one, it has Tony Todd in it, so that piques my interest. I love Tony Todd. The trailer for this looks interesting. Looks creepy. It is a slasher movie, so I'm all for a singing slash a new slasher film. And come on, you got Tony Todd in a slasher film. What more can you ask for there? Candyman himself. So I'm intrigued to check this one out when I get a chance to. All right, we also got another horror film out this week called Poland. Poland is an upcoming horror movie from writer director DJ Meta, and in it stars Ava Rose Kennard. Sorry about that. Who stars as her, an office worker who a senior who a senior coworker assaults. Afterwards, Hera finds herself tormented by a mysterious tree monster at her home, work, and even in her dream. And the preview for this looks pretty creepy, but it did like the previews did not really do much for me. I mean, the tree looks pretty creepy there, uh, but yeah, I don't know. It could be interesting, but I don't know about that tree. But all right. Also, we got a film that looks really intriguing called "The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster," which is just pretty much like a Frankenstein-like story here. And in it, Victoria is a brilliant teenager who believes death is a disease that can be cured. After the brutal murder of her brother, she embarked on a dangerous journey to bring him back to life. So yeah, I'm getting a bit of like a Frankenstein Pet Cemetery vibe here, and the trailers looks really interesting. Looks creepy. Looks pretty fun. So I'm gonna check this one out. All right, we also got a couple of documentaries coming out. We got something called Origami in the Garden, where Kevin Box is a New Mexico artist who supersizes mini origami foldings into giant metal sculptures that reveal important messages of peace. That actually could be, that actually does look really interesting. We got something called Americon. Filmmaker Sean Claffey examines income equality in America and its destabilizing effects on workers and families. That looks like to be really intriguing, especially with lots of people losing their jobs and being unemployed. So that could be an interesting documentary to check out. We got something called Users, exploring how humanity expresses itself with new technology as well as consequences of a tech dominated world, both intended and unintended. That looks really intriguing too. I probably have all those documentaries. This one I'm more interested in. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund story. A classically trained actor and director, Robert Englund has become one of the most revolutionary horror icons of our generation. Now, of course, Robert Englund is best known for playing Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and this features lots of interviews from the likes of Tony Todd, the aforementioned Tony Todd, say. I believe Pam Grier is one of the interviewers here too. Let's be fair. Robert Englund is one of the most iconic horror actors of our time, and he of course played one of the most iconic horror characters as well. So I'm intrigued to check out this documentary. It looks interesting. Um, looks like, of course, looks like they're going to be talking about like his career and all. I'm intrigued to check this one out. Premieres. All right. Also out, we got something called The Secret Kingdom, the story of Anasix, a obnoxious Peter, and his sister Verity, taken underground by a garrison of Honora Pangolian. And I saw the preview for this. This looks just like a ripoff of the likes of definitely has a bit of a Harry Potter feel. Definitely has a bit of a Dungeon Dragon feel, and all. It looks pretty bad. I mean, does not look like that intriguing. Looks like B level movie effects here. So yeah, that looks like it could be pretty terrible there. All right. Also out, we got something called Mending the Line. Returning to the U.S., a wounded veteran develops okay. A veteran develops a friendship with a headstrong fly fisherman and a talented photographer named Trent Librarian. Now, this has an interesting cast. It has the likes of Perry Matfield, Patricia Heaton from The Middle fame, Brian Cox from Succession fame, Wes Studi, Zinaka Wells, who was just in that terrible White Man Can't Jump remake. You also got Pocahontas herself, Irene Bodard. So got some interesting cast members in this. It looks really intriguing. Looks pretty heartfelt. So could be interesting to check out. All right, we also got something called Persian Lessons. A young Jewish man is in a concentration camp has his life saved when executioner, executioners realize he owns a Persian book brought before a camp officer who wants to learn Farsi uh, who wants to learn Persian. My bad. Gills agrees to teach him despite not knowing a word of the language. And the preview for this looks like it could be interesting to check out. I think I believe this is actually a Persian film, so I don't know. Could be interesting to see. So watch, and it does take place in like World War II, so I'm always interested in checking out World War II films. So could be true. All right, we also got a movie called Scarlet. Raised by her father and real friends, a girl grows up to become a lonely woman who dreams of greater possibilities. Reckoning with her own future, she soon gets swept up away by a a young pilot who literally falls from the sky. And the preview for this looks interesting. This is, of course, a French movie. The performances looks intriguing. Maybe it could be like an early contender for best international feature at the Oscars. I'm guessing so. Could be intriguing to say. All right, we also got something called Blue Janes. In 1988, close PE teacher Jane leads a double life when a new student arrives and tries to expose her sexuality. Uh, Jane is pushed to extreme lengths to hold onto her job and her integrity. That actually looks really intriguing. Looks really heartfelt. Looks intense. So could be interesting to check out. We also got a movie called Loners, where Julia, who works at a credit card company call center, avoids building close relationships, choosing instead to live and work alone. When one day her irritating neighbor is discovered dead, having died alone in his apartment. Relationships Gina decided to ignore in the past suddenly starts to bug her. And the preview for this is like to be really interesting to see. It looks really heartfelt, touching, and could be interesting to check out. All right, we also got a movie called Heroes of the Golden Mask, which is an anime film about Charlie and a team of heroes defend a kingdom from a brutal conqueror. The voice talent includes the late great Christopher Plummer in his final role here, along with Ron Perlman, Sabrine Wen herself, Natasha Luberdizzo, Patton Oswalt, Osric Chow, and this actually looks pretty terrible. I mean, the animation does not look great. Yeah, this definitely looks like those anime movies that just will come and go, and so yeah, does not look all that great there. Now here are the TV that is also premiering. On Netflix, we got the Arnold Schwarzenegger docu series called Arnold, which the previews for this looks really interesting. Where of course Arnold is being interviewed and talk about like his life, his career, and everything. So I'm interested in seeing this one because hey, Arnold obviously one of the greatest action stars of all time. So should be interesting to check out. All right. On Hulu, we got something called Somewhere Boy. The series focuses on teenage Danny, who, since his mother's a fatal accident, has been isolated from the outside world by his father. When Danny realizes that monsters do not exist, like his father has claimed, he questions his entire existence. This looks like it'd be really interesting to check out. So could be cool. All right. Now on Peacock, we got based on a true story. A real estate plumber and a former tennis star sees a unique opportunity to profit from America's obsession with crime and sort of events. It stars Kelly Cuoco, who I love Kelly Cuoco. She's always great. Whether it's Harley Quinn, Big Bang Theory, she could do no wrong. You also got Chris Messina, who was just in The Boogeyman, which is not so great. Other cast members also include Scream 6 actress Aliana Librado and Stranger Things actress Nala Dyer. And the previews for this had to look really fun. You got Caleb Cuoco, who I think, like I always been a fan of for years. But yeah, the previews for this looks interesting. Looks fun. I mean, this really, showcase of what America has with a true crime, and it should be interesting to say. All right. On Apple, we also got like the Snoopy Show season 3, which is of course the Charlie Brown series. There's all on Netflix. We got another docu series called The Playing Card Killer, where like a playing card left at a murder scene connects the string of killings in this docu series tracking a notorious serial killer who terrorizes Spain in 2003. Netflix really does does a good job with that true crime series, so this could be a treat to check out. All right. On Prime Video, we got The Lake Season 2, which is, of course, the crime series with Julia Stiles, which I have not seen the first season, but I heard some decent stuff about it. Just never got a chance around watching it. All right. Now, some other shows I'm excited for. We've, of course, got Never Have I Ever. It's the fourth and final season. I am excited for this. The first three seasons of Never Have I Ever are really cute. They're charming. So I'm looking forward to see how they're going to end this series off. Uh, who who does David really end up with? Who knows? I mean, I actually did saw her, the elite actress in person last year, at the premiere of season 3 of of the show. So yeah, as for this, I'm excited to see how they're gonna end the show. All right. Also, on Apple Plus, we got The Crowded Room, which stars Tom Holland, Amanda Seyfried, Amy Razzo, Sasha Lane, Christopher Abbott. In Manhattan in the summer of 1979, a young man is arrested for a shocking crime, and an unlikely investigator must solve the mystery behind it before the true criminal strikes again. And the reviews for this isn't so great, but I've been digging these previews. Tom Holland, really nice to see him branching out outside Spider-Man fame. I think he looks amazing in this. You got Amy Rossum, who I'm glad to see her do more stuff after Shameless. You got Matt Seyfried here, I think is great. I'm intrigued to check some out when it premieres. It looks like really fascinating. Last but not least, we got Human Resources season, the second and final season, which of course is a spin-off of Big Mouth, which I love Big Mouth. And if you guys don't know much about the story here, this workplace comedy pulls back the curtain on the daily lives of hormone monsters, desperate kitties, shame wizards, and other creatures that help humans journey through every aspect of life, from puberty to parenthood to the twilight years. And while Human Resources isn't as good as Big Mouth, I still quite enjoy the series. I found it to be as raunchy, as funny. I mean, this time around, we literally we literally got zombie dildos in this. That's right. Where else would you ever see zombie dildos? Come on. But that aside, I'm intrigued to check this one out. It looks as funny. We got some new voice additions like Eugene Levy, Miley Cyrus. So I'm excited for this series when it premieres. But that's pretty much it there. Oh, let me leave you guys. Which of these shows or movies are you interested in? Are you excited for Transformers Rise of the Beast? Are you excited for The Crowded Room, Flaming Hot, Human Resources, Never Have I Ever? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Sirius Sign.